Thanks for sticking with us this half hour. I'm Brian Ucono.
And I'm Amanda Hill. We begin tonight with some breaking news out of Franklin County. A game warden is dead after his plane crashed in the town of Avon. That's north of Farmington. Officials with the Maine Warden Service say it happened around 11 o'clock this morning. They say one of their planes crashed near Schoolhouse Pond.
That is where we find our Alex Haskell. He has been in that area throughout the afternoon. Alex, what are you learning there?
Hi, Brian. Hi, Amanda. Well, we're standing along Dustin Road, and right behind me here, we do have a few Maine game wardens. They are blocking this road. They tell us that the plane crash happened a few miles up the road here. Now, this road has been pretty busy. We have seen other game wardens traveling up and down this road, some with some equipment. We just saw a game warden carrying an ATV in the back of his truck, so been pretty busy here. Now, we are learning one Maine game warden did die in this plane crash. His name was Joshua Tibbetts. That's according to the information coming in from the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife and the Federal Aviation Administration. It was a Maine Warden Service plane that crashed in the woods around 11:45 this morning, according to the FAA. Now, a spokesperson for Inland Fisheries and Wildlife says Tibbetts was the only person in the plane. A spokesperson says that the crash happened in Avon near Schoolhouse Pond, and Franklin County Sheriff's deputies and county emergency crews did respond to the scene. Now, the FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board are expected to be arriving to the area to investigate the crash. Brian, Amanda, I'll send things back to you. Coming up in our next half hour, we will have more on Tibbetts.
Our Alex Haskell live for us tonight from Avon with the latest on that plane crash. As you mentioned, we will see more from Alex throughout our newscast tonight.
Let's get a check of your forecast now with meteorologist Ryan Breton out on our weather deck. Hi, Ryan.
Hey there, Amanda and Brian. Good afternoon, everybody. Out here right now, it is turning mostly sunny, actually, in southern coastal Maine. Much of the rest of the state, it's still mainly cloudy. But those clouds are going to be melting away over the next few hours before rain arrives tomorrow. Here's a look at the rain chances over the next several days. Now, tomorrow we're going to have showers that develop mainly in the afternoon. There could be a few in the morning near the New Hampshire border, but there will just be off and on showers for most of us in the afternoon. Looks like the wettest period is probably Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. Some showers linger on Friday, and then we get a mainly dry weekend. There's just a chance for a pop-up shower or storm, mainly up north on Saturday afternoon. Here are the rain chances tomorrow. You can see how they steadily go up, and showers will be most numerous in the afternoon. Temps right now near 60 with the sun out from Sanford to Portsmouth. Most of the rest of the state is in the 50s, except it is a little bit cooler up north. So the sky's clear tonight, and before the clouds really thicken, temperatures will be dropping into the 30s in many spots, and again, we'll be dealing with some areas of frost first thing in the morning. A frost advisory is up for many areas, and even a freeze warning in the Oxford Hills where it's going to be coldest. We'll have much more on the rain and some good news for the weekend. That's coming up shortly, guys.
All right, we'll see you in a bit. Thank you, Ryan. We are learning new details this afternoon about the alleged gunman involved in yesterday's shooting in Cambridge.
Police now say 2 men were shot while sitting in their cars. This was on Memorial Drive. They were taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Authorities have now identified the gunman as Tyler Brown. According to court documents obtained by NBC 10 Boston, Brown is a known drug user with a history of violence. His parole officers said he had been previously involved in an officer-involved shooting. Officials also say he was released from a psychiatric facility Friday. Brown is facing several charges, including 2 counts of assault to murder with a firearm. The Bangor City Council voting unanimously just last night to approve a new ordinance that targets a growing homeless encampment near the city's library.
City councilors say the move follows rising concerns about homelessness and public safety in that area. The rule bans storing personal belongings on downtown sidewalks. Some residents opposed the ordinance before the vote, warning it could push people out of public spaces without addressing the root causes of homelessness. Councilors say the goal is to keep sidewalks clear and safe as complaints about blocked walkways continue to grow.
One of the issues that we've been facing downtown is the blocking of the sidewalks with different materials, and so the ordinance was something that was missing. If we didn't have this ordinance, there's nothing stopping me from putting my stuff on the sidewalk, and that clears up that loophole.
City leaders say the ordinance will take effect next Thursday. That's 10 days after Monday's ordinance passed. Maine's first safe haven baby box is now open.
It is located inside the Rumford Fire Department's front entrance. The climate-controlled box is a secure and anonymous option for parents to surrender newborns. It's equipped with an alert system that notifies staff when it is opened. Once a baby is placed inside, responders can then get that baby and take it to a hospital.
Down East communities will have an opportunity to sign up for the Home Energy Assistance Program before this month's deadline. Community Action in Aroostook, Washington, and Hancock counties is taking its mobile service unit on the road. The program can help cover heating costs, emergency fuel deliveries, and some other energy-related repairs. Stops are scheduled around Down East, including Danforth, Topsfield, Princeton, Baileyville, Millbridge, Sullivan, and Deer Isle through May 29th. Officials say the goal is to reach rural households that haven't applied yet this season. Lewiston residents are making their voices heard today as they vote on a school budget.
That comes as the city is still figuring out how to tax residents after the first property revaluation in almost 40 years. Our Katie Delaney tells us how this relates to the school budget vote.
Voting on the school budget is a chance for people to have a say when it comes to their property taxes. But this time around, Lewiston residents don't actually know how much the proposed school budget will impact their tax rate. Lewiston Superintendent Jake Langlis says this is the first time he's gone into a vote without knowing the local tax impact. Langlis says the city is still figuring out its mill rate after a recent revaluation substantially increased many people's home values. Now the proposed school budget is set. It's about $130 million. The portion covered by taxpayers would be about $34 million, an 8% increase from the current school year. Langlis says while we don't know the exact tax rate change, this increase in local funding is not extreme.
Their tax adjustment, their shift, is based on, say, last year's as an example, is that minimal increase of the 8%, and at $2.5 million for a citywide referendum on a school budget is not a massive number. It's actually, from a revenue standpoint, lower than 4 of the last 5 years of what we've budgeted.
Langlis says the city is expected to finalize a mill rate soon. Now, for the school budget referendum, polls are open here at the Longley School until 8 o'clock tonight. In Lewiston, Katie Delaney, News Center, Maine.
As the Maine primaries approach, we want to tell you about 2 opportunities you have this week to hear from the candidates for governor.
News Center Maine is partnering with the Maine State Chamber of Commerce for 2 Voice of the Voter debates this week to help you get ready to vote in the upcoming primary elections. On Wednesday night at 7, Republican candidates will debate, and on Thursday night at 7, you'll hear from the Democrats. These debates will be moderated by our own Rob Caldwell and Phil Hirschkorn. Again, our Republican debate is tomorrow night at 7. The Democrats for governor will face off Thursday night at 7. You can watch both debates right here on News Center Maine and on our streaming app for free.